Une chanson française. Jacques Dutronc. Elles écoutent une chanson française de Jacques Dutronc. French pronunciation can be really weird. Yes, so let's take a moment to practice together, starting with the most common difficulties that you probably encountered when learning French. Because really, what's the deal with French pronunciation? How are you supposed to pronounce this word? How can you pronounce this one without sounding like you're eating a hot potato? And how many silent letters can you add to a French word before someone notices? Let's find out. Let's start with le R. The French R is notoriously difficult. It's not the old Spanish R. No, it's R, R, R. When pronouncing the French R, your tongue should be stuck at the back of your mouth. R, R, R. Try it. Le R français. Le R français. Rareriroru. Rareriroru. Merci. Merci. Marie et Muriel se marient. Marie et Muriel se marient. Fantastic! The French R seems quite hard to pronounce for learners. Sometimes it's because they're afraid to overdo it. But going all in on the French accent is often the key to correct French pronunciation, so don't worry about that. And of course, many French people still keep their French R when speaking other languages. I know I do. The other weird French letter is U, as in Muriel, for instance, or in Jacques Dutronc. When learning French, people often can't make the difference between U and U. The pronunciation can be difficult, and this may become part of your own accent when speaking French. It's okay if you don't pronounce it perfectly. But what you need to practice is hearing the difference between the two, because U or OU can totally change the meaning of a French word. For instance, which one can you hear in each of these words? La rue, for the street. La rue, it is a U, la rue, and we also have a French R. What about la roue? La roue. La roue is the wheel. La roue, we have a OU sound. Dessous, dessous is under. Dessous, dessous, we have a OU sound. And dessus, dessus. Dessus is over, on top. Dessus with a U sound. What about la mûre? La mûre, it's a blackberry. La mûre, we have a U sound. And l'amour, l'amour, that's love. L'amour, we have a OU sound. The OU sound is often easy to pronounce, but the French U can be more difficult. Here is a secret though. You can think of the U like a closed E sound or like a forward OU sound. Which one do you prefer? For the closed E, you can start with a smile. E. Now you can try the same sound while pushing your lips in a small circle. I-U. I-U. Try for yourself. U, I, U, I-U. Vie, vu, vie, vu. La vie, life, vie. La vue, sight, vue. On the other hand, you can also start with ou, like la roue, ou, and then push your tongue forward just behind the teeth, at the top of your mouth. U. Try this way as well. U. La roue, la rue. La roue, la rue. Yeah, don't worry, it will come with practice. But now you will pay a bit more attention to that difference when you hear French people speak. U, okay? The letter E is everywhere in French, and it's weirder than it looks. You could make a whole lesson on this letter only, and I have, by the way. I've seen students struggle with three main things about this letter. In two-letter words, it sounds like Je, ne, le, ce. It's not a, it's not a, it's simple e. Je ne sais pas, I don't know. Je ne sais pas. It's not je n'essaie pas, I don't try. It's je ne sais pas. With an accent on top, it makes a different sound. E or e. We have e in le fiancé, the groom, le fiancé. It's also the name of a man who's engaged. We also have le rosé for the rosé wine, le rosé. For e, we have après for afterwards, après. We have un problème for a problem, le problème. At the end of a word, it's silent when there is no accent on it. Feminine words often end in a silent e, like la fiancée, an engaged woman, la fiancée. But many masculine words also end in e, like un livre, a book, un livre. Practice with me. How would you pronounce this one? It means delivered. Can you guess? How would you say that? It is livré. Repeat after me. Livré. Livré. Good. What about this one? It is une rose for rose. Une rose. Repeat after me. Une rose. Une rose. And this one? I'm reading a book. Je lis un livre. Repeat after me. Je lis un livre. Je lis un livre. Congratulations! That wasn't so hard, was it? Let's try something else now. Will you be able to pronounce les nasales, the French nasal vowels? Yes, you will. The key is using your nose. Let's practice together so you will understand. Let's take a simple word like l'ami, the close friend. L'ami, 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 l'ami. It ends with the sound I, the French I, like the English I. L'ami, l'ami. Well, let's turn this into a nasal vowel. L'ami becomes la main, the hand. La main. L'ami, la main. You will want to move the vowel I up your nose. L'ami, la main. L'ami, la main. That's what makes it nasal. La main. I can feel the air going through my nose. La main, la main. You simply need to move the back of your tongue to the back of your mouth so the sound goes through your nose. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's a good way to practice. L'ami, la main. L'ami, la main. Good. By the way, l'ami really is a close friend. For someone you're merrily friendly with, we would say la pote or le pote or une copine or un copain. With a nasal sound once again, did you notice? Un copain, un copain. Yes, these are two different spellings, but it's basically the same nasal sound un, like number one in French. French spelling can be confusing for all these nasal vowels, so we will simply practice their pronunciation today. The other nasal vowels are en and on. En is a nasal form of a once you move your tongue to the back of your mouth. Repeat after me. A, en. A, en. A, en. Ma, man. Ma, man. Maman, mom, maman. Great. Finally, on is a nasal version of o. O, on. O, on. Repeat after me. O, on. O, on. Du tronc. Du tronc. Du tronc. Un bobo. Un bobo. It's a scratch. What I think some of you might call an owie. Un bobo. And we also have un bonbon. Un bonbon. Un bonbon is a sweet or a piece of candy. Un bonbon. Un bobo. Un bonbon. Un bobo. Un bonbon.
Je vous ai apporté des bonbons.
Oh, and have you noticed? In French, we love silent letters. They are everywhere. I think they used to be pronounced, but we got lazy and started dropping them. They stayed in the spelling though. Here are some silent letters you probably know. We have them in petit, for small, petit, trop for too much, trop, de for two, de, aimer, to love, and in all infinitives in ER. We have one in elles se marièrent, they get married, and most verb endings. Sometimes silent letters can pile up as well, as in le temps for time, le temps. 20 doigts, that's a lot, 20 doigts, 20 fingers. Jacques Dutronc, Jacques Dutronc. So, as a rule of thumb, you could say that a consonant at the end of a word is usually silent. But you will always find exceptions, like 8, 8 for 8, 10 for 10, le bus for the bus, la mer for the sea, etc. You really need to learn each pronunciation, I'm sorry. More than that, you need to try out a pronunciation, and if you're not sure, ask if it's correct. We know that pronunciation is not intuitive at all. But is it all a mess? Well, yes, I'm sorry again. But there is one rule that's almost always true. The S at the end of a plural is silent. So you will hear les copains, les français, les françaises, etc. Or les amis. Or what can you hear here? Yes, it's la liaison. In a French word, there are letters that you should pronounce and there are letters that are silent. And then there are silent letters that wake up and come back with a twist. That's la liaison. La liaison is a bridge between words. It helps smooth out the gap between a word ending with a silent consonant and a word that starts with a vowel. For example, les amis is a bit harsh without la liaison. Les amis, les amis. We're not fans of hearing two vowels in a row in French. It slows down the flow. So we add back the silent S in les, except that this time it sounds like z. Les amis, les amis, les amis. Let's practice with some everyday examples. Un and enfant. When we take un alone, it's un. But we say un enfant, un enfant. The N links them together. Un enfant. Repeat after me. Un enfant. Un enfant. Un enfant. Then petit and ami. Petit alone is, as it is, petit with a silent T. But when we add ami, it becomes petit ami. Literally, it's a small friend, but it means a boyfriend. Petit ami. Petit ami. The T jumps back to life. Repeat after me. Petit ami. Okay. Your turn now. Try saying these out loud. That's my friends. What is it? It is mes amis. Mes amis with la liaison. What about this one? For 3 years. It is 3 ans. 3 ans. We do la liaison between the S of 3, which is usually silent, and en. 3 ans. And this one, they are here. Ils sont ici. Ils sont ici. We do la liaison between the silent T of sont and ici. Ils sont ici. Ils sont ici. And this one, the trunk of a tall tree. Can you guess? Le tronc d'un grand arbre. Yes, there is a twist here because it is grand arbre, not grand arbre. The silent D sounds like a T when we do la liaison. Le tronc d'un grand arbre. Repeat after me. Un grand arbre. Un grand arbre. Good. There are some specific rules for when and where using the liaison. Not every possible liaison is mandatory. Some are optional, some are forbidden. And I actually have a whole lesson on this topic specifically. You will find them on the page for this lesson on my website. You can subscribe to my free weekly newsletter to get more personal insights and fun extra tips as well. But for now, don't worry about the rules for la liaison. Master these common examples first and you will sound more natural already. And congratulations! Today's practice included the French R, nasal vowels, on, en, un, remember this was difficult, u and ou, silent letters, and la liaison. Of course, practice makes perfect. Revisit this lesson anytime or check out my other lessons for deeper dives into these topics. À tout de suite. I will see you in the next video.